Vibe like rave, rave vibe, rave vibe, rave vibe, rave vibe, rave vibe, rave vibe. I'm a vibe like rave, rave vibe, rave vibe, rave vibe, rave vibe, rave vibe, rave vibe. I'm a vibe like rave, rave vibe, rave vibe, rave vibe, rave vibe, rave vibe, rave vibe. I'm a vibe like rave, rave vibe, rave vibe, rave vibe, rave vibe, rave vibe, rave vibe, rave vibe.
What is good, Vibe Gang? It is your boy Ray here with the last reaction for today. Shout out to Teresa for the dono. Shout out to you, girl. Have you ever heard Elvis say this in an interview? This is a 9-minute, I don't know if it's an interview or what it is, but we are going to watch it. And that's a fact. Like, comment, subscribe, and do all of that. Federico, cut the beat. You can leave. The only reason this is my last video of today reaction is because last night we went live for 5 hours and I was having a lot of trouble falling asleep. Like my legs were hurt, it was like aching and all this, and I think it was like restless leg syndrome, because it just didn't feel right. So I was tossing and turning all night. I probably got 3 hours of sleep, so I'm tired. So I don't have I'm like 80% energy right now. And it's draining as I go. So I don't want to give you guys bullshit ass reactions. So I'm only going to do what I can for today. But I got you guys tomorrow. I'm going to go to bed early and try to get a lot of rest tonight. And get you guys tomorrow with all the rest of them. Elvis Presley, it is on you.
All right, this is Ray Elvis Photos, just coming back with more of the interview of Elvis Presley. We're going to break it down in the middle of it and at the end of it as well. And while I'm at it, there's a lot of great Elvis channels out there. I know I gave a shout out to Defending Elvis, Louis over there in the UK. But Denny Baker Official is a phenomenal channel as well. You can kind of see here how to find her. She's putting out great content. She's got some surprises coming up as well for the Elvis community. So, TCB, let's get to the interview.
But you had gotten into some open hostility. Somebody had punched you or something.
Yeah, I had a few instances like that. Somebody woke up and asked me for an autograph, take a swing at me.
What?
But
they took a swing at Elvis when they asked him for. How you gonna ask him for an autograph and then take a swing on him? Elvis, you need security, bro. If I was there, I would have been your security. I would have made sure nobody got that close to you. I'll be called a biting security. Anybody comes near him, I'm biting you dead in your tit. Don't get that close to my man EP. I was dealing with bull, man. That's crap.
I realized that I fought back. And I ain't been having trouble like that from the time I got out of the service on. It was just those first few years. I had to watch for it, you know.
I think maybe one of the things the Army did is it made you aware of the fact that you could just be accepted as a human being, as just another guy.
Well, that's exactly what they did, you know. And we were under wartime conditions in Germany, and I was in a tank corps, so we were up on the Russian zone most of the time, just on patrol. And the weather was bad. It was 10 degrees below zero. And I tried to keep my morale up and keep going, keep busy.
Were you surprised the fact that suddenly you were just being accepted as another human being?
I was pleased with it. Yeah.
See that? He was pleased with it. So when he went to the Army, when he went to the military, for what I'm hearing right now, he was having a lot of issues adjusting being Elvis Presley. Because he did a couple of movies already by that time. He was already known. Elvis Presley was already a big deal when he went to the military. And the military showed him, hey, you Elvis Presley, but you still a soldier. So they treated him the same. So, see, people that are that big, star-wise, like famous-wise, right now, need that attitude adjustment. Not saying that Elvis had that type of attitude going in, but when you take a a man like Elvis and he's used to a certain way and people treating him a certain way, then you go to the military and they're treating you like they're treating everybody else in that bitch. It's pleasing to me to hear that he was like, I was pleased with the way that they treated me. Like, I don't treat me like anything special. Like, I'm still a soldier. I'm still here. I'm still gonna do it. I'm still gonna do what you guys tell me to do. I'm just like everybody else here. So him saying that, everybody else would be like, oh, they didn't know who it was, man. It's Elvis. You can't talk to Elvis like that. Like, no. And that's what I'm talking about. This interview right here is gonna, I'm pretty sure it's gonna show the type of humbleness that Elvis had, the type of person he really was. These are good interviews that a lot of people that have this misconception of Elvis should be fucking listening, because then they'll be able to understand this is coming from his own mouth. It's coming from the horse's mouth. So you can't deny anything this man's about to say today. And all these people, all these channels out there that are supporting Elvis and defending Elvis and doing all that, shout out to all of you. Because you guys are the ones taking your time out. You guys are the ones taking that passion and saying, you know what? No. This is what it is. And you guys got the shit twisted. And that's the way it's supposed to be. So saying that, why do people keep on thinking, having this mentality about Elvis? When there's all these channels out there that are proving everything that you guys are saying wrong. Those people are the goats in this Elvis defending thing. I'm just a little side note on the side saying, hey, they talking very nice about it, you know, they talking very respectful, and you're gonna get some ignorant shit with me. And that's being real. Opening your mouth talking shit about Elvis like you know who this man lived. That's just was one guy comes and tells me, do you really like Elvis the way you say you do? What? Come live in my house in a week, and then that should answer your question. I'm not even gonna give you a yes or no, because it's so ignorant people asking me that fucking question. Why? Because I'm dark skinned, I should not be liking Elvis? Is that what it is? That makes sense. Fuck it. These people they're so into themselves and so into this whole trending social media crap of drama and bull that it's hard for some of these people to get it across their heads that there is a person in this world like me that loves Elvis. It's very hard for them to understand. And you know what makes it very hard for them to understand that? Their ignorance is why it's so hard for them to get that. They're not knowing that I was in the same boat before I started reacting to Elvis. I knew somewhat about him, and everything that I heard about him was bad. But then I did 200 and something reactions, including a whole bunch of documentaries in the middle of that. And then I found out who he really was. And I changed my perspective on how I felt of Elvis Presley. Is that simple? It's so hard for them to understand that. No, you dark skinned, so you shouldn't like him. He stole our music. Maybe you should steal a book and start reading. Or maybe you need to maybe you need to come in terms with your head saying, I hate it. It's so much. He stole black people's music and everything. And maybe be like, it's a lot of people that are defending him. So maybe I could do some type of research and figure it out. It's easier just to hate, because we're in the generation of lazy fucks. Like, they don't want to go that extra step and do any research and find out if I'm hating on this person. Let me do my proper research so I can have facts of why I hate him. Elvis stole black people music. If that's what you think. Why didn't you say what it was? Elvis did it better than a lot of black artists. Why can't you just say that? And you hate on it because Elvis is white. It ain't his fault that he did it better. If I'm an artist, right, and this is just me, if I'm an artist and I made a song that is popular and everybody loves, right? And then a peer of mine comes to me of the white complexion and says, hey, I really fuck with your song. I love it. It inspired me that I wanted to give it a shot. I want to sing it. Is it cool? And I tell him, do you? And he does it. And does it better than me. The soul inside of me is gonna hate a little bit. Like, God damn, man, it was my song. This man blew it up with the way that he did it. But then I'm gonna sit down and be like, did he do it better? It's all opinionated. The music is that's what music is. It's opinionated. You could believe that Elvis did this song better than this person, or you could believe this person did it better than Elvis. It's all that. But when you come and you start using stupid things to hate on Elvis, why don't you be honest? Man, I fucking hate Elvis because he did this song that was sung by this guy and he did it better. And I'm hating on it because that fucked up. Just be real with why you hate him. Don't say because he stole black people music. It's no, he didn't. He didn't do that. Sorry, he just did it better. And I'm not saying that Elvis did it better than a lot of the black artists. I just said that some of the songs that Elvis did that was written by black artists ended up coming out a little bit better when Elvis did it because he had the swag, he had everything else to go along with the package of the song. It wasn't only the song that made it that he did it better. It was the performances. Elvis is an icon. People view Elvis as a deity. So all that comes into play into why Elvis did it better. Because a lot of people were fucking following him at that time. And following everything that he was doing. Movies, music, and all that other shit. Get your facts of why you like it with yourself. With yourself, find out why you don't like Elvis. Don't come at me asking me why. Is it true that I like him? Yes, it's true. And so what? Well, you gonna take my black card away? I didn't even get one when I was born. Is your Social Security a black card? I'm confused. His exact words was, how is a dude like you? How does a dude like you like Elvis? I get these questions all the fucking time. And it's just like the most annoying question in the world. Like, what? Because I fucking like him. Should that be enough? Shouldn't that be? Because I like his music. I like the way his music makes me feel. I like the way he dances with his hips. Why do you like your mother? All right, then shut up.
The first few days, the guys just watched me, kind of watched me to see what I was doing, what I was going to do. And when they saw I was doing the same thing that they were, they started to come around and talk to me and ask me questions about what was it like to make a movie, stuff like that. I found myself in Germany. Guys would get letters from home. You know, the girl had gone with another guy. They'd come wake me up in the middle of the night. Say, ask me about it. Ask me to read the letter. I found myself advising these guys what to do. I had a girlfriend too that was ding-a-ling, man.
Look at that, man. Like, what? Elvis, you need to tell me what to say to her, man. You got them smooth moves, baby. You got them smooth moves, and we need a little bit of that so we go right back to our ladies. So like that, they could get all moist and shit like you be getting girls moist. We know you got the skills, baby. Elvis said, all right, I'm going to write you a letter. Well, since my baby left me, I found a new place to dwell. Elvis, give them advice, Elvis.
What to do? I had a girlfriend too that was ding-a-ling, man. She went off with somebody else. But I didn't say anything about my own situation. I just kept it quiet.
You had already made movies.
I had 4 movies. Yeah.
I didn't realize that.
Yeah.
A lot in a short amount of time.
Yeah. Love Me Tender, Loving You, Jailhouse Rock, and King Creole.
Now you grow up looking at movies, and wherever you happen to go to movies, you see these heroes up on screen. Suddenly you're going to Hollywood. You're going to get to be one of them. What happened when you came to Hollywood?
Well, by that time, I wasn't thinking along those lines. I didn't associate myself as being that. I was busy with a script. I had to memorize a script. It changed a lot of those things.
It was a lot of work.
Yeah, it was work. It was a job. I had to be there at a certain time in the morning and work a certain amount of hours, and that's exactly how I treated it. So since I was more concerned about if the picture's any good or if I was any good, and
There were a lot of action movies. There were always, when you were driving a car or you were
yeah.
doing something.
A lot of people, there's like 32 movies that have gone through it one time or another. A lot of people I've heard say, oh, he doesn't give a shit, about his movies. He makes all those movies and they just kind of grind them out. I think I've heard the same criticism. I remember we were talking about Robert Hilbert. And I don't know what he was looking at, but he says, Elvis, we know different. That's one of the things we want to accomplish in this film.
Mm-hmm.
He really cares about when he goes on stage. He really cares about the movies, good or bad. The point is that you care about those films. You care if they're not good.
Yeah, I cared so much until I became physically ill. I would become violently ill. I'd get a temperature or something would happen to me.
What would concern you at the time about the film? What would make you ill?
The fact that I didn't, at a certain stage, I had no say-so in it. I didn't have final approval of the script, which means that I couldn't say this is not good for me.
I think that's one of the saddest things that we can look to in Elvis's history is the movie part of it. Now, I watched King Creole the other night, and of course, I think he was good enough that he could have won some sort of an Oscar for it. And that's the thing, is that, Elvis was a great actor, and, maybe it wasn't so much about him not having faith in himself, but he had a guaranteed $1 million, $2 million every movie. So, in a sense, business-wise, he's thinking, why would I risk that?
Whatever.
In other words, they just used you. They did anything they wanted to do.
It was that type. It was more or less that type of thing. I don't think anybody was consciously trying to harm me. It was just Hollywood's image of me was wrong, and I knew it, and I couldn't say anything about it.
Mm-hmm.
Couldn't do anything.
Mm-hmm. And that's where it gets all messed up. That's where it gets all messed up. When you start getting into that Hollywood shit, and these people start taking your persona, because people have to understand something. When you're an actor, and you're going to be in a movie, there's an NDA that these people sign on some occasions that they could use your face and your name however way they want to. And when you start making scripts to portray Elvis to be, all right, so for example, to make it easier for you, Sylvester Stallone is considered what? An action movie guy, right? All he does is action movies. Cool. Ryan Reynolds. Do you understand how Ryan Reynolds, in almost all the movies that he's in, he plays the same character? He's different characters, but he plays the same person. In the sense of his humor, his fourth wall breakdowns that he does in most of his movies, and Deadpool and everything like that. That's who he is. So Hollywood needs to write the script surrounding his image, So what they were doing to Elvis is Hollywood was making up Elvis's image the way they depicted who Elvis was as a person, which was giving him the reputation of being all these things that people are crucifying for him right now. For example, let's say I hit the movie scene and I want to be an actor, which I don't. But let's say I do. I would want me to be me. Yes, I'm playing a character, but that character, I'm portraying myself into that character. That character is not portraying me unless it's a specific person that I'm playing, and I have to be that person. Because now is an autobiography, it's an autobiography, not an autobiography. It's a documentary, or it's something depicting this person. Like the guy that played Elvis in the movie. He wasn't being somebody else, he was being Elvis. So that means there's studying, there's work that needs to be behind that. Acting is not easy going up in the camera and just acting. You gotta read scripts, you gotta memorize these scripts. Can you memorize shit like that? It's not an easy thing to do. So when Elvis is reading his stuff and he's reading his script and he's seeing, yo, like, you making me seem like I'm this and I'm not. You're making me seem like I'm a different type of person. You're portraying me. These people go off of what they see in these actors, how these actors perform in the movies. So if Elvis is portraying a womanizer or whatever the case is, they'll keep on pushing that like that's who he is. People eventually they're gonna be like, yo, is that all he does? Is that all Elvis is about? It's about the women and that's it? He doesn't do anything else. He doesn't. You start giving him a bad rep. But you're getting paid $2 million a movie. So you just got to roll with the punches and you just got to do it. Because back in those days in movies, there was not a lot of things that actors could stand on. It's either you're going to do the movie or you're not going to do the movie. You're going to be fucking up the contract, and then they could sue you and do all this other crazy stuff. So he really was between a rock and a hard place where he had to make a decision. The decision he made is memorize, it's a job, just do your job and go with it, whatever. Because he was stuck, and I'm pretty sure that the Colonel didn't help with the situation either. Pretty sure the Colonel was right along with the producers and the directors. They, no, that's good. Because he's looking at the $2 million that Elvis is getting. And he knows he's going to get a piece of that. It's all a money game, bro. It's all a money game in chess. And then, unfortunately, there's actors like Elvis Presley that gets caught in the middle of it. And then his reputation is ruined. All you got in this world is your reputation, bro. Forget about the money comes and goes. Money comes and goes. You could have $1 million in the bank account, and you forgot to do one thing, and then the IRS will come and take every bit of that money. Now what? So all you got is yourself. And they were playing with Elvis's name, man.
Hollywood's image of me was wrong, and I knew it. And I couldn't say anything about it. I couldn't do anything about it. I'd be right into production. I was doing a lot of pictures close together. And the pictures got very similar. A lot of them got very similar. And they, if something was successful, I'd try to recreate it the next time around. So I'd read the first 4 or 5 pages, and I knew that it was just a different name with 12 new songs, and the songs were mediocre in most cases. You can't get good song. So that's what might have made it seem like the indifference, But I was never indifferent. I was so concerned until that's all I talked about. It worried me sick, So I had to change it, which I did. I had to change it around.
On the tour,
I was obligated in like 4 years in advance.
Sure.
You're not going to remember things like the great dance sequence in Jailhouse Rock. When Jerry told me you choreographed it, your thing yourself. That's a beautiful sequence.
Yeah.
How did that come about? I mean, how did you get that kind of control?
I just did it, and we had a choreographer that just more or less geared the dances off what I did. But
That's right. He said, "Screw it, I'm just gonna do it." And the choreographer had to go and help all the dancers go off of what Elvis did, because you got to grab the bull by the horn. Sometimes you got to say, "Screw it, I want to do it the way they want to do it. If they don't want to do it, they're gonna fire me. Then it is what it is." Elvis a real one, bro. You're a real one.
more or less geared the dances off what I did. But I don't know. It's nobody's fault, maybe except my own. I didn't know what to do. I just felt I was obligated very heavily to, a lot of times, to things that I didn't fully believe in. And that was very difficult, you know.
That's the feeling I got.
Well, the difference was this, I think.
That's the worst thing in the world, to do something that somebody else wants you to do, and you're so sick to your stomach, you're physically sick to the point because you know that it's not right, and you still have to do it anyway. Bro, you're never gonna know an artist until you hear things like this and interviews like this about their life, their life in the life of Hollywood and in the music industry and stuff like that. You're never gonna know what a person's going through or what they're feeling. That's why if you see some of these rappers right now, like some of these rappers, like they're zombies. Because they know what they're doing ain't right musically. They know what they're putting out there isn't right for the kids or anybody else musically. But they got a contract, and they got to follow that contract, because if not, they'll lose everything. And these are dudes that came from pretty much where Elvis came from, where they didn't have a dollar to their name. Elvis didn't do this, but these guys, they go to the streets to make money for their family, because it's not because they want to. Majority of these dudes are not gangbangers. The majority of these dudes, yeah, they make the wrong decisions. They're drug dealers, they're thieves, they're all this, and they make the wrong decisions. But look at why they're doing it. Majority of them are doing it because they want to provide for their family. They're not doing it for, they understand what they're doing is wrong, but they do it because they need to feed their family. They're the man of the house. They got to provide. So by any means necessary, they got to put food on the table for their kids, whether they get arrested or not. That's secondary to when it comes to it. And I'm talking to you out of experience. It's secondary when it comes to, oh, I'm going to go to jail if I get caught, or I might get killed. That's secondary. They don't think about that. Because people put this thing in men's head that they're the providers, they need to provide by any means necessary, it don't matter. And when stuff doesn't work out at their measly little job that they don't get paid much, that's how they end up doing what they do. So when they get a record deal, giving them $1 million, you think that they worry about what the contract says? They don't care about what the contract says. They're going to sign that contract. They're going to get in bed with these people. And then they'll be like, you need to do this. You can't rap this way. You got to rap this way. This is what we're trying to push. This is what the record label's trying to push and put out there, and yada, yada, yada. Even if you're not about that life, they're going to make you about that life. Just because they want to sell a record. Whether you believe it or not. That's why half of these dudes are on lean or pills or anything like that. Because they're trying to find a way to deal with it. They're trying to find a way to deal with what they're going through. I'm not saying any of it is right, but I'm just saying understand where they're coming from. You never know an artist. Interviews like that are real shit, because you need to hear these things, especially these haters need to hear just the demeanor, the way he's talking about it, and what he's saying about what his experiences and what he'd agreed with, what he didn't agree with. Everything that he's saying in there sounds like a humble dude to me. Like, I just did my job. I just went in there and I took it as what it was, and it was a job. But wherever there was places where he had leeway, where he could do what he wanted, he was going to do it the way he wanted to do it. Imagine all these characters that Elvis played in these movies. Imagine if he had control of the character, if he had control of the content that he was putting out. If he could have done it the way he wanted to do it, imagine how better that character would have been. And he was still considered a good actor. So it's not like he wasn't, but he would have been a phenomenal actor if he would have been able to get the leeway to do it the way he wanted to do it. And portray himself the way he wanted to portray himself. And that's the problem with Hollywood. They see one thing works, right? Oh shit! Look at the way these people accepted this movie. All right, his next character's got to be the same exact bro. That's not the same as hip hop. Everybody rap the same. Everybody look the same. Act the same. Talk the same. Everything's the same because they're trying to hold on to that. But what's the problem when you started doing that with an actor? When you start doing that with an actor, that's all he's known for. That means he can't get out of that. Tobey Maguire, Spider-Man. Why do you think he stopped doing Spider-Man after the third one? And there's like 3, 4 more movies of Spider-Man. He doesn't want to be known as just being Peter Parker. He's an actor. He wants to show range. He wants to show what he could do on this stage. So he stopped. He's like, no. Why did this guy stop being Iron Man? Robert Downey Jr. Same thing. I don't want to be known as just being Iron Man. He's done millions of movies before Iron Man that are great movies that he's in. But all he's known for right now to this generation is he's Iron Man. Give him range. Give these actors range so they could try different things out and see what they're good at. Controlling a person the way that the Hollywood people control them is sickening. It is sickening. It's a horrible business to be in. Hollywood, horrible business to be in. I always thought that I could be a good actor. Like I could do a scene and I could work my way up to be a pretty decent actor. I think I could do it. But the way I hear the way the industry works and the way it's moving, like I don't want no part of it. It's a lot of crazy stuff you got to deal with and crazy things you got to do in order to get ahead or to get viewed or get whatever, because now it's about views. Do you know right now in the music industry and in the acting industry, ain't nobody you could be the best rapper and the best actor in the world. Ain't nobody gonna give you nothing unless the first thing these record labels and Hollywood people look at is, let's check their social media. Let's see how many people are following them, because that's what they're buying. They're buying the followers that came with you. Yo, he's got 30 million subscribers on his own. Damn. Okay, give him a shot. Let's see what we could get out of it. And you're going to pull out that album, and out of the 30 million subscribers he's got, probably 1 million are going to go and buy the album. And that's $14 an album or $12 an album times 1 million. Come on, dog. They're going to be making money. That's how they're going to break it down. That's how we're going to break it down. And I'm just throwing crazy numbers out there just to make a point. But that's how it works. And it's sad. And it's sad. Why are you not hiring me for my skill? Or why are you not hiring me? You hire me because I depict something that you know that you can manipulate. And make it the way you want it to make it. But that's not who I am. You know, that's why there's great actors like Denzel Washington. He's played different type of characters in every movie, but it's the same person. It's still Denzel. Different characters, different scripts, different environment, different content. Still the same person. Ain't nobody gonna tell Denzel what to do. Denzel's gonna be Denzel. Point blank. And he stays quiet, stays himself. You don't see Denzel tweeting and Instagramming and everything. He said something to one person that was like really crazy. He was like, you know what makes a good actor? It's every time you drop a movie, these people come out and see me. It's hard to be an actor and have these people come out every time I drop a movie to come see me. It's easy for social media because it's plentiful. Social media is time consumer. So it's there for people that are bored. They just go on there and watch everybody else. So they'll see you whenever the fuck they want. They could reach out to you. They could DM you. They could do all this stuff. And sometimes get answered. Sometimes be in the middle of the drama. Sometimes be involved. So when you drop a movie, it's not really going to be like we see this motherfucker every day. I don't care about him. You see him every day? Yeah, I'll probably watch it when it comes on Netflix. But a Denzel movie comes out, I have to go to the theaters and watch it. Or an Avenger movie comes out. Because half the dudes in the Avengers are not on Twitter and TikTok and doing videos and doing all this other stuff. You know when you see these people, when it's time to promo the movie that's about to come out. After the movie comes out, you ain't not going to see them again for another year. Until another movie comes out and they're out promoing on different radio stations and interviews and stuff like that. Elvis was, to me, and look how humble he's saying it. He's like, I don't think it's anybody's fault. I think it's my own fault. He's taking the blame because of that. And it's because he wanted to be, like, no matter whether he agreed with it or not, he was going to give it 100%, whether he got sick to his stomach that he's doing something that he knows he shouldn't be doing. And he's still going to do it. That shows character. That shows character.
That's the feeling I got.
Well, the difference was this, I think. Turn it broken quick.
No, you agree, sir.
Was Elvis's contracts were made up before the scripts. In other words, when people do pictures, they do it by a script. They say, yeah, I can do this script. Then they do the picture. But Elvis was contracted to do pictures, so he had to do a picture no matter what they told him to do.
Yeah, you got 5 pictures to do. Or
you
whatever.
say, you do this script.
That's what
That's
I'm saying. The movies were made, the contracts were signed like 4 years in
for 11
advance.
pictures, 7 pictures.
That's
no matter what
crazy.
picture.
So I had thought
That's the difference.
that they would try to get a new property for me or give me a chance to show some kind of acting ability or do a very interesting story. But it did not change. It did not change. And so I became very discouraged. They couldn't have paid me no amount of money in the world to make me feel any self-satisfaction inside.
But yet you still did them. You must have forced yourself.
I had to.
What kind of film would you have liked to have made if you would have had your choice?
That's hard to say. I would like to have had something that was more challenging instead of Hollywood's image of what they thought I was.
And sadly, I think Elvis's last opportunity on something challenging like that, instead of the image, was A Star Is Born with Barbra Streisand. Now, once again, the demands, whether they came from Elvis or Parker or both of them, were just too high. You know, the thing is, Elvis Presley would have, I believe, made that movie a much bigger movie than it was, not just in a day, but historically. But we're never going to know about that. But anyways, TCB TLC. Hope you enjoyed this. Make sure you subscribe to Denny Baker Official and check out Defending Elvis as well. If you have not done that with Louis, there's a lot of other.
Go follow all these people, man. They doing real good stuff with Elvis, man, and I appreciate that as a fan, for real. Like, comment, subscribe, do all that. Teresa, thank you so much for this one. This was a good one right here. This is a real good one. I'm gonna talk to you guys in a minute. I love all of you. Thank you guys so much for the love and support. Tomorrow, I promise, I'm a bombard you guys with videos, but today I'm just not feeling it. I'm tired and exhausted right now. But I will be talking to you guys in a minute. I still got story time with Ray. I love all of you. Peace.
Get money, stay high. Go to YouTube for story time with Ray 5. We say he's a great guy.